Bet, bet, bet. We are live. We are live. We are live. Let's get it. I appreciate every single one of you for tapping in. Please send this out to your friends, your family members, right? We really want to educate you guys on, one of the biggest markets in the whole entire world, and that is the cryptocurrency world, right? If you don't know, right, cryptos is the next thing, right? Whether we like it or not, it is the next thing, right? The way that money has transformed the last 5 years, I guess you could say. Um, it's only been going up from here, right? We go back, we were trading, silver and gold. And then you had the notes, and then you had the fiat currency system with cash, right? Now everything is going digital from our phones, from our televisions, from our robots, right? Everything is going digital. That means our money is going to go digital as well, right? So, how we've transformed into the digital world, we've came to the idea of cryptocurrency, right? Backed by technology, backed by ideas, right? Great ideas at that, right? That are going to better the world as a whole, in which, we believe, right? So, for the ones that don't know me, my name is Jonas Simon. I've been investing into cryptocurrency for about a year and a half or so. Um, Great experience. You learn the ups and downs. You learn, the fundamentals. I'm also a technical analysis individual. I love to go over technical analysis. The other individual that we have on here as well, his name is Pat. He's actually my cousin. He's seen a lot of money in this crypto world. He's seen the ups and downs. He's seen the bull markets. He's seen the bear markets. He's seen what works and what doesn't work, right? He's seen it all, right? And now, we want to take the information that we've learned, technical and fundamentally, right, from experience, from education, right? We want to take that and pour that into you guys now, right? We're again, I just want to throw that out there. We are not financial advisors. We are not dictating where your money goes. We are giving you guys our opinions through experience, through education, through the experience doing it ourselves, right? Because at the end of the day, you're really not going to learn how to do certain things unless you actually do it, right? But without further ado, guys, just a reminder, we are doing a giveaway, right? We are doing a giveaway where we're actually going to be giving away a Ledger Nano S, right? A Ledger Nano S. We're going to be giving that away. If you there is in this description of this video. 1 second, I'm gonna pull up Pat's screen real quick for you guys. Cool. right? In this with the Ledger Nano S, right, there are three things you have to do. Or actually four. There's actually four things you have to actually do, right? The first thing is follow our YouTube channel, right? We need 200 followers on our YouTube channel, right? We need 200 subscribers inside of our Telegram chat, and we need 200 followers on our Instagram chat. Now, if you go in the description below, right, if you go in the description below, you should see everything there, our Instagram, our Telegram chat, and our YouTube chat. Definitely go subscribe to every single one of them if you would like to win a Ledger Nano S. Again, that is not going to be sent from us, from our home. That is going to be sent directly to your home from the website, right? So there's no catering. There's nothing going on. We're not touching it. It's directly coming from the website to you. So send this video, after this video, send this to all your friends, all your family members that wants to keep their assets safe. And basically what a Ledger Nano S is an offline type of thing, right? It's an offline like USB port. You connect to your laptop. You set up with about, it's called a seed, right? A 24 character seed. You're gonna set certain amount of words. You're gonna write it down on a piece of paper. You are not going to put this on your laptop. You are not gonna take a picture of this because people can hack your stuff, right? People can hack your stuff. It's technology. There's been hackers ever since technology or the internet came out. So we got to be careful, right? We got to be aware and careful of our assets. So with that understanding, you're gonna write everything down: your seeds, your passwords. It's about like a 6 to 8 password you're gonna set for your ledger right on from your laptop. You're gonna be able to download the software right to your laptop, and you can do it like that, right? So you want to make sure you're writing everything down. Again, that is 200 followers on YouTube, 200 subscribers on Facebook, or no, sorry, Telegram, 200 subscribers on YouTube, and 200 subscribers on Instagram, right? Once you do that, there's a post on our Instagram, right, that goes over the giveaway. What you're gonna do is you're gonna comment done as soon as you get all of that as soon as you get all the subscribes, all the Telegram, YouTube, and Instagram. Once you're subscribed and followed, you're good to go. Comment done underneath that post, and you are good to go. So you can actually stop sharing your screen, Pat. But this next person that I really want to bring up, he's someone that I truly trust, love, and respect. He's a business partner. I call this man every single day. We're always talking about crypto, right? I'm sure my girlfriend, his wife probably gets tired of us always talking on the phone. But we really want to give you guys that information that is really taking our portfolios and our crypto experience to the next level. And he's been in this since 2017, family, right? 2017, right? Way before I even was even thinking about investing. So, without further ado, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and bring him up here. He's gonna introduce himself, tell him his experience, and then we're gonna get right into what it is that we're gonna be talking about today. Let's get it.
There we go. Can you hear me? All right, cool. All right, what's up, family? Sorry for the technical. We're just trying to still figure this out. We're getting there. Um, Once again, my name is Pat Kremen. I have been in crypto games since 2017. Now it's 2 years late. Like I said, it started back in what, 09, 2010, right around there. We still have plenty of time, plenty of growth. Snowball's just starting to roll. So we have opportunities here today. We're gonna touch base on a few things like Jeremy said. We start off with the giveaway. Once again, because I've seen a lot of alerts about this. There are going to be giveaways you're going to see, especially now that the cryptos are getting bigger, Bitcoin, everything. You're going to see giveaways for these kind of wallets, and that's all fine and dandy. Just make sure, if you would by chance win one of these, that it is coming from the actual source of that wallet. So, like, for example, we're giving away that Ledger. This will be from Ledger. We are not going to purchase this and then send it to our house. You have to be careful with that, because if somebody gets what's called as your seed, That comes in the box. You get this delivered, so you'll get that 24-word password. And that is the master key. So, you know what I mean? It's very easy to open up a box, take that seed out, write it down, reseal it, send it back to somebody. They put their life savings into the thing, and then all I gotta do is go and type in your seed. I can take it. It's horrible. That's how people do nowadays. You have to be careful with that. Um, so if you do enter other ones, just make sure that you're getting it from the source because there's multiple wallets. Never, ever, ever, no matter who it is, not to Ledger, not to anyone, you give up your seed. Ever, ever. Well, the address is something different. When people want to send you money, you have to give them your address. Never give up your seed. That is the master key. Okay. All right. So other than that, we're gonna just touch base on this market. It's red again, which is not usually on Mondays. Even though we have been moving sideways, usually we see red on Fridays. On the weekend, we come out a little bit in the green. We're actually doing, I guess, a little bit more of a correction. Um, but like we've been saying, this is just actually more time to acquire our assets and stack these things and find new ones. And a couple new things. I'm going to go over two brand new ones that I don't think I've mentioned yet. That definitely, well, they seem pretty promising. One has already a lot of partnerships. The other's a newer one, so we will go over that. And then we'll do like a little Q&A. At any time, if you guys want, just drop in our like chat on the YouTube. Type in questions. We'll get to them as we can. And then from there, we'll probably go over what we'll discuss on Friday. And maybe some tokens that we'll do like a little short clips on. We'll try to throw out a couple more like 10, 15-minute clips throughout the week. That's more on my end. I've been slacking. I've just been busy with some other things with work. But I will step that up for you guys and get more in depth on some of these tokens that we are talking about. But let me pass it back over to Jonas so he can actually go over to the technical side of, let's just do Bitcoin this week or the market in general. Let me take it over to him.
Bet. Thank you so much, Pat, for sharing that with us. I know that experience from 2017 has to be one hell of a ride, like I guess you would call it a roller coaster. So I appreciate you for coming up here and doing this stream for us and giving us the value that you've experienced and get from your education and everything like that. So that's definitely appreciated. But I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen with you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen with you. As we, talked before, I think last time we were on here, I think it was Friday. The market was sitting at about, if I'm not mistaken, about 1.6, around 1.5, 1.6 trillion dollars in the market. Right now, we're sitting at about 1.3, a little bit over 1.3, which is okay. It's kind of been in between like 1.3 and 1.6, 1.7 area. It's been like consolidating very, very highly the last couple weeks, which, I can understand. Um, Bitcoin right now is sitting at about 32,400, which, it's when you see the market go down very, very high or very, very fast, you get very scared, right? But you have to understand this is a long-term game. Say it all the time. This is not a quick flip type thing. This is not, get rich overnight. Yes, there's been cryptocurrencies that, make people rich overnight, but that's not what we're focused on. Just as quick as you get rich is just as quick as you can lose it, right? So, with that understanding, I kind of want to go into some analysis real quick. Right now, like I said, Bitcoin's sitting around like 32,000, a little bit above 32,000. If you guys can see this blue consolidated zone, there is two blue rectangles, right? We have our support right around, 32, between 32 and 30,000. And then our, resistance is around 40,000, between 40,000 and 41,000. Now, just to give you guys a reminder real quick, anytime that the market moves one direction, right? Anytime the market moves one direction very fast, for example, when we were sitting at about like between 10 and 12,000, right? The end of last year, around September to December, right? We started getting some movements up, right? Some shorter movements up, And then once it hit, 23, 24,000, that's when we started seeing really fast breakup moves. And we saw it all the way, I think it was around this year of April. Um, we saw around like between 62 and 64K, right? We saw that highest point, right? Now everyone, guess what, they started hearing about Bitcoin. They started, oh my gosh, buy Bitcoin, buy Bitcoin, buy Bitcoin. Well, once it goes up a certain percentage, you also got to remember, in order for what we call a healthy bull market, meaning a healthy market to continue up, there has to be healthy price action, meaning the market also has to come back down in order to continue up. And that's what it did, right? That's what it did. I mean, this support level it's not a surprise, right? It's the support level was sitting around 30,000 and 32,000 for a little while back in the beginning of this year, January, right? What it did was it came up, it started moving sideways, it started consolidating, right? And then it created what we call either accumulation or distribution phase. Anytime that the market pushes up very far or goes down very far, it's going to consolidate. It needs to rest, just like life. If you run a 5 mile race, you're not going to run another 5 mile race right after. That's just not how it works, right? You got to rest. This market needs to rest, right? It made a 50, almost a 60% retracement back into a support level, which doesn't surprise me, right? And then, it's kind of just consolidating, right? Right now, I would say, right now is a good time, in my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor, but in my opinion, I do believe sitting at 32, 31, 32,000 is a very good time to start picking up Bitcoin. Now, right? I like to play devil's advocate. I like to play both sides. If we see Bitcoin, right? If we see Bitcoin on a daily close below 29,000, we most likely will see between a $25,000 Bitcoin to $20,000 Bitcoin. Now, that's if it breaks below 29,000. Personally, I don't see that. But until it shows me that, if it does show me that, I'm going to expect, or I'm going to be looking for, a $25,000 Bitcoin and a $20,000 Bitcoin if it breaks below 29K. But like I said, I personally don't see that. I think now is a very good time to start looking into that. Ethereum as well, right? Ethereum did the same thing basically that Bitcoin did. Um, just looking at the support level that it's sitting at right now, between 1,700 and 20,000 or 2,000, right? 1,700 and 2,000. If it breaks below, um, if it breaks below 1,700, we could possibly see maybe a $1,300 or $1,200 Ethereum, right? Breaks below that, we could see. I mean, if it does this, definitely going to be picking up multiple of these. We could possibly see a $765 coin. Now, like I said, I personally don't see this. I don't see it coming all the way down there. But if it does, I'm going to be buying a lot of these coins, right? Because in the long run, this market, yes, it's sitting at about $1.3 trillion right now, but in the future, in the next 5 years, you're gonna have a couple zeros after that one, right? We're gonna see $100 trillion market in the next 5 to 10 years, family, right? Because if you look, right, not to go off track, but if you look at the big participants in this market, you look at the big players that are coming into this market, right? For example, you have El Salvador that just adopted Bitcoin as a tender, right? You have places and big players like Grayscale, a very big investment firm, right? That invests into crypto right now, right? Just some of the assets they're investing into. Just this is an article that I found very interesting. Um, they had just announced last Friday that their crypto assets is considering different products, right? Different cryptos. So these different cryptos they're looking into is 1inch, Banker, BNT, Curve, CRV, Internet Computers. Internet Computers. I don't know if you guys know, but Internet Computers, that thing was, when it first came out, it listed on every single exchange. Every single one, almost every single one. It opened at about, I think it was like 600 or 700. Right now it's sitting at $40, right? So let's just say if this specific cryptocurrency has the potential, which I believe it does, if you look into the technology, if you go into one of our videos, what to look for in a crypto, definitely check that out. I think this has great potential just based upon the fundamentals behind this crypto ICP, Internet Computers. If this were to go back up, let's just do that math. Let's just say it were to go back up to like 600, right? 600 divided by 40, that's a 15x, right? Let's just say if it were to go up to its highest point, that's a 15x on your income in that on that investment. So just think about this crypto world. It's going to enhance if big players are coming into this, right? They already have, big they're big investing firm. They already have Aave, which is a pretty good crypto. Cardano. If you've been on our stream, you know how much we love Cardano, right? You look at what else they got? Compound, Cosmos, EOS, Flow, right? If you remember us talking about NBA Top Shot, NBA Top Shot, that's one that they're looking into, which is very interesting because me and Pat been looking into that for a while, right? The ticker or the coin for that is Flow, MakerDAO, Monero, Numeraire, Polkadot. That's a video we actually just came out with, right? So what's really cool about this is everything that we're talking about, the big players are now coming out and saying, hey, we have this. We're looking into this, right? So, like we said before, you want to get yourself in a trend before the trend is actually a trend. And that's how successful people set themselves up for success, right? MicroStrategy, right? We break this down. This is another article that I found very, very interesting. MicroStrategy is selling up to $1 billion of their MSTR stock to buy Bitcoin. Bitcoin, right? Look at this. Look at this article. This flows right into this. MicroStrategy buys $489 million worth of Bitcoin, $500 million in the Bitcoin, and now holds more than 100,000 Bitcoin. Family, this is a stock firm, right? This was a stock firm, people that invest into stocks heavily, right? Now they're taking that money. I'm sure they still have money in stocks. I'm not saying they're stopping, trading stocks, but they're taking a lot of their income and putting it into cryptocurrency, right? Look at this. 105,000 Bitcoins. Like that's crazy. That's crazy. Right? So, just with that understanding, family, just with that understanding, real quick, let me bring this back up. Give me a second. With that understanding, guys, we I want you guys to like develop this long-term mindset of why we are investing into this crypto world, right? It's not for the quick flips. Back from 2017, let me ask you, Pat, back from 2017, did you experience, you know, the 50%, the 60%, the 70% drawdowns, and then, a year later or 2 years later, you just 10x your portfolio. Have you experienced that?
2017 going into 18 alone, you would see. I mean, look at Bitcoin alone. Bitcoin hit at that time. The high was like right around about 20 grand. The next thing you know, 2 months later, not even 2 months, it's down to 3,000. So there is major corrections with this, and it is big pumps when this thing pumps. Like this next run, I mean, they're projecting this thing like even Bitcoin to go to over 200K. 200K from today is a big. That's a 7x right there. I mean, that's very when you see the way these markets move when they are on what's called the bull run. This everything will be green except for those stable coins. um, that is where it's interesting. You will see those 10x's, you will see 15x's, you will even see crazy 100x's on certain tokens. So yeah, and then it can go down. It will make another correction. I mean, that is part of this crypto game, and that is it's good and it's bad. It's good when you get to take the profits out at the right time. Um, but even when you don't get to take out the profits, you don't lose unless you sell. So I missed out a couple times on being at the very top, but it is almost impossible to catch the very top or catch the very bottom. Either way, it's you need to just be within that range and just be set goals for yourself, and like if it hits this number, you have a target. That's where you sell. Like you said, I'm not a financial advisor. This is just some stuff I've been doing. I've lost money with this. The way I work with this is money I put into this, I can afford to lose. If everything was shut down and go to zero, I'll still be able to do what I'm doing. Like, I would not recommend putting your life savings into anything unless you're that passionate about it and you feel confident enough that if you do go broke and it takes you to zero, you're okay with that because you knew that was part of your risk. And that is kind of what I'm doing right now. I'm taking, and what I've been doing, we've been stacking and stacking and stacking and taking profits when we can. That's what this game is. Because like I said, we're sitting at what, 1.3 trillion. We've already hit 2 trillion, so you're not complete double up, but you're already talking very good returns if it just gets to where it was like 2 months ago. And then if this thing, once it goes mainstream, I mean, we've got to hit 50 to 100 trillion. So we got big aims still. What do you want to go on to next?
Yeah, so yeah, I know you said you had two tokens, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass it off to you since I went over the market. Um yeah, go ahead into the two coins that you wanted to talk about. I'm not gonna lie, I got my notepad ready because you said you had some coins that you haven't told me, so I'm ready to go. So go ahead and share your screen. I'll go ahead and get your screen up so they can see what you're talking about.
Cool. Is it up? All right, cool. All right, so we're gonna go over two of these. So one of them has been around for a little bit. I guess I'll go over that one first. Um, and then the second one is one that I've just been doing some research, like I've been talking about, where I try to find something new that's coming out. And I definitely found one that coincides with all the tokens we're talking about and been running with. Let me get to this first one. The very first one we're going to go over is going to be call symbol EWT. Going to be Energy Web Token. All right, so a couple things with Energy Web Token. So as you're looking at this, a couple things like right away I like to look at. Rank, we're sitting at 150. Try to keep within like the top 100s. But there's so many tokens now, you're going to have to go outside of that just a little bit. But this is a project that's been around for a little bit. So over a year in, sitting at $6. The other thing I always look at is circulating supply. We're sitting at 30 million. That's just over what, double what Bitcoin's probably at. Maybe a little bit less. So you're talking Bitcoin's in the thousands, tens of thousands. This is at $6. There's a lot of potential with the max supply of only 100 million. So there's a lot of potential with this coin if this takes off. So it being with Energy Web. So what we'll look at next, we'll check the chart out. It's kind of moving. You can see all-time highs down here. So you could have bought it at 50 cents before. It was already up to $22. All right. So we're already talking a decent gain. It just goes back to where it was. Now getting into this. So where can you get it? You check the markets. This one is going to be not available right now in the US ones. But we're talking about all the time, KuCoin. We can get you on KuCoin, and they have it. So you can definitely purchase it there and then pull it off. You can get on Kraken, you can get on Uniswap. The gas fees are high today, so I wouldn't use Uniswap. I'd probably send it over to KuCoin. That being said, let me show you what I like about this stuff. All right, so here's how you get on their website. I already have it up. So drag it over. All right, so basically now we're dealing with the energy sector, which we all know. I mean, that kind of runs the world. Without electricity, we're not going to be doing too much. We're all in the dark. Everything I mean, we need electricity. So this is probably one of the biggest sectors there is. And this is basically what this is. So Energy Web is basically going to be a blockchain that is completely built for the energy sector. Everything that's supposed to be on this blockchain is going to be energy related for businesses to put their platform in. With this, as you can see, let me get into the big. There is. First, our ecosystem. Now check this out. How many partners they already have? All right, so welcome to the world's largest energy blockchain ecosystem. So if you can notice, some of these you're not going to know because these are global, but some of these I guarantee you'll have heard of. You got Duke Energy, you have G&E, you have, let's see, United States. I saw a few of them on here. As you go down, you can just see how many businesses they're already in with. Shell, I mean, they're in with huge, huge, huge companies. I even saw the ones we use in Maryland. But this is big. Like, they're already in Exelon. So, yeah, that's who we use in, like, in Maryland, a lot of states. So, I mean, you're talking, this is already global attention. It's obtainable at $6, which is not bad at all over the media. I will show you there. Let me show you this. So what they do also is like they're going to try to. So the whole thing of this, I don't know if you ever heard this, like with Tesla, the way solar power works. So solar power, from my understanding, is like you're charging a battery by the sun or whatever. If you're doing wind by the wind, or however you're creating that energy, it's storing onto a battery. Same way, you might not need to use all that battery, you're juicing your battery. So what they're going to start doing, like they've already been, Elon Musk has been talking about this. What they're basically doing is how we pay each state, say, produces X amount of energy. You don't always use the full amount of energy. Other states might be. So if one state's in a heat wave and one's not, the other one's going to draw a lot more energy. So they're going to sell off some of that energy to these other companies. It's basically the same concept. So imagine if we had charging pods like batteries at our house, which eventually with all the electric cars and that kind of stuff, you can already get them, I believe, for like Teslas and stuff. But you basically keep the battery pack at your house, charge it up, and if other people would need to use that battery, that power that you haven't used, your excess, you can sell it off. So basically, this is what this is going to do with this blockchain, but it's going to take it global. But it's also going to put it in the hands of people. So what they're trying to do now, so they're putting it into countries like into Africa. And they're basically going to allow extra power. People in where they can't get it as easy. They'll be able to purchase it like basically like per minute, per hour, how they need to use it. It's affordable to them. Because the way the system's set up is just like right now, it's basically ran by multiple people. Big companies run our electric grid, big companies. It's always the elites. You might like it. It looks like there's lots of businesses, but most of those businesses are owned by a few of the elites. That's usually how this works. But even as you can see, like look at their mission: deliver life-changing, affordable, reliable, sustainable energy. Right? Our purpose: improve the quality of life. So it's like they're basically putting power, which blockchain does, back into the people's hands. Look, they're going to impact 20 million lives by 2025. So then I pulled up this article on this, and it basically is just going to go over and give even more like the affiliates. Like over here, we have corporate affiliates. You have Shell Energy, Duke Energy, General Electric, some of the familiar ones we know of. And look, even as of 19, so this is even an older article I pulled up to show you. But in 19, they've already had 100 affiliates. In China, world's largest. Like, they're dealing with the big players already. So this is a token that I would definitely keep my eyes on. There is articles where I have it up anymore. I don't think I do. So I had an article up before that even showed Warren Buffett's company is basically going to be using this style technology. So this is going to be the founding blockchain for the electric sector. So power grid, all that kind of stuff. So this is one that we're gonna, me personally, I'm gonna start getting more of these. Especially now, like I said, we're talking $6. It's already at 22. This has the potential to, I mean, if the market cap moves up to get it into a top 50 coin, it should be sitting probably $60. And there's no reason this token shouldn't hit $600. And right there, you're at 100x. But even like $60 isn't much for this. Like it should be on this next run. It should easily be able to move up just because there's only 30 million of them. But that's a token I wanted to bring out. Definitely, this is one I feel a little bit more confident on, just because, like I said, it's been around just a little bit longer. In fact, they're with all these huge companies. I don't see these companies putting their names out there and partnering with something like this if it's not a reliable source. All right, so that once again was Energy Web. You can pick that up at KuCoin. Call was EWT. All right, you get that, like I said, right on KuCoin, or you can just go right to CoinMarketCap. Go right where I showed you on the markets and click directly so you don't go to the wrong one. Next one. Go ahead.
So I want you guys to really understand like what he's talking about. I didn't even know about this coin, and that really sold me right there. I mean, what he just said right there. I mean, he went into the technology for you. He showed you the developers. He showed you who's going to be using this technology. He showed you, the price. He showed you everything. I think this is a great project in my opinion, and I'll be 100% honest with every single one of you. I will be investing into this. I'm definitely going to look at the analysis. I'm definitely going to be investing into it. If not this week, definitely next week. But this is definitely a project that really catches my eye, especially if there's already that many people already on board with this, and the purpose of it. That's what really catches my eye, is the purpose behind it isn't a meme, right? It's actually a good purpose in this world to help people in the long run and help the community become a better community. So go ahead on to the next one, man. That right there, that got me. I love it. I took notes on every single piece of information that you shared with that coin.
All right, so the next one, like I said, this one's a little more the developmental stage. It's a newer token. All right, so before I even get into this one, here's what I'm going to start off with. Our last one was either our last video or the one before. Jordan actually did like a little video on Polkadot. We've been big on Polkadot. So we've also been talking about, maybe you've heard us talk about, if you've been following us, Polka Cover. So like I said, we try to, once we find like a platform we like, try to go off of that platform. And then we try to find like there's new technology coming off being built on those platforms. And then you can also find where they link together with other tokens and stuff. And once you see more and more bigger names, and you'll keep seeing like different projects over and over, that's where it usually like catches my attention. I start getting a little more in depth. So basically what I did was I was looking in obviously Polkadot, then I came up and heard someone talking about Polka Cover, which we said was basically the insurance end of it. So then I started going in, looking up some other stuff, and I came up with this one's called Uno. I think that's how they pronounce it. Uno, but I'm saying it like a game. Uno. UNORA. calls Uno. Right now, it's ranked number 2,700. So it's way, way down there. There's only a max supply of 380 million. So that is not a crazy, crazy number. That means it could reach. It's not hard to reach $100, $200 if it gets the right market cap. So the reason that I like this, when we went into Poker Cover, which is CVR, that's the call for that one. Poker Cover basically works as the insurance. It's going to be like the first insurance on the blockchain, and it runs off of Polkadot. So this one, as you can see, it has not been around too long. It's only been around since May. Let's see. All-time high, $1.23. As low as what, 12 cents? So you're getting 10 cents over the low, which is great. I believe this is only going to be available on swap up. Might get lucky. Oh, it's on KuCoin. All right, so which is better because the fees are high. So KuCoin is going to be the way to go when it comes to obtaining these. But all right, so let me actually get into this part. So go over the website. So what this is, well, let me just go off of this too. Right on the overview. So this will always give you like the little market cap's little breakdown of what this is. But it's basically the world's first reinsurance trading platform on Polkadot. All right, so what it does is, let me drag this. All right, there we go. So this is going to be my next one that I'm going to start getting. All right, so we have an award-winning team that's built with this. It is on, like I said, Polkadot. Partners, I already liked who I saw. Poker Cover, I've already been talking about. They're in with them. They kind of oversee this. Poker Starter, we talked about that. They're off of Kraken. So there's big names. If you were in title, like there's some bigger names in this with their partnerships. When you look at their backers, you got exchanges. You have some big investors. I mean, I can just keep going and keep going and keep going. And this project's new. It just hasn't been talked about. Like I even was looking for other YouTubers trying to talk about this one, and they just haven't started talking about it yet. But basically, with what is reinsurance. So the way it works is you would insure something we call the insurance company. All right. Well, reinsurance is now basically the insurance company will share some of the risk. So say they'll take a percentage of the policy. Now we have the opportunity to basically purchase into that. It's going to be like, see, it's going to be the first right here, first of its kind platform, allowing the average user to reap the rewards of trading and investing in risk. So before this, like I was saying, it's only major players that are usually going to do this. But look how big the insurance. So we went from energy sector before, one of the biggest there is. You know, insurance is big, right? Insurance on crypto, insurance on travel, insurance on health, insurance pretty much on everything can be insured nowadays. There's insurance for everything. I mean, celebrities get their hair insured. Like you can get insurance for anything if you have the money for it. And what this does is, like I said, it goes hand in hand with our other ones. So Poker Cover is actually the insurance, facilitating the insurance. This is facilitating the insurer. So we are basically becoming part of it. And like it said, risk trading. The insurance market's been controlled by a few elite companies for over 300 years. We're disrupting the industry, bringing it to the masses. So it's allowing us to participate in what the elites can only do. And it's breaking that. That's the whole beauty of what's happening right now. And that's why you're going to keep seeing these dips and you're going to keep hearing all these crazy reports. And some of it's going to be true. But don't think that this is not some of these big, powerful people trying to position themselves a lot better than where they're at right now. When they start putting out these crazy rumors and that market goes down, everybody else gets scared. Trust me, they're buying. You just saw what he said, like with Grayscale. They are steadily just stacking and stacking and stacking. Every time average person gets scared, sells, gets in that panic mode, these guys light up. All right, we're going to go buy more. We're going to go buy more. We're going to go buy more. What's the next bad story we're going to put out? You know what I mean? That way they can just keep stacking, keep stacking. They do not want to lose control. Nobody does. You know what I mean? They don't want to lose control. And this is what this is doing. Like, I was just talking about this, like, with my brother, like, where people will start talking that, like, they'll say, like, Bitcoin will never work because it's untraceable and all this. And it's like, that just goes, like, it blows your mind. Like, people, that's how bad rumors are. Like, Bitcoin is 100% traceable. It's an open ledger. That's the beauty of this thing. That's why we were saying, like, if anything, the governments will love for us to use it because then it's an open book. We can't hide anything. And the way I see it is governments want to slow this process also, because the governments don't want us to be able to see every dollar that the government actually spends and where it's actually going. Now they can write it down on anything. When it's an open ledger and everybody has access to it, there's no more of that. Those fun and games are over. Like, it's just takes away a company like the banks that we use now when we put our money in and get 0.5% interest rate if we're lucky for an entire year. Meanwhile, they're going to take that same money you just gave them and charge somebody else a crazy premium. Like with your credit cards, they charge 30%, while you're only getting paid 0.5% on your money. That huge gap. The rich whales and all that do not want to give up that gap. But that's what this does. Same thing in the last video where I was telling you guys about where staking, where you get the higher interest, we're eliminating the banks. Well, all these technologies, that's what we're doing. We're trying to, what they're doing basically. They're getting rid of the elites, not necessarily just going to completely get rid of them, because they can always just keep purchasing more and more and more. But it at least puts everything out there and gives us the opportunity to take part in this. And like I said, we all know insurance is huge. And you know how much Warren Buffett, they always eat. This is insurance, healthcare. You know how big that industry is. It's the biggest, it's one of the biggest there is. It's probably one of the top 5, if not top 3. Well, this is our opportunity to get in. And like I said, off of last video with Polkadot, we talked about Polka Cover. Then once I started digging in a little deeper, Polka Cover now is overseeing this company. So as you can see, it's with Polkadot. And then I started even going a little deeper, and I found out, so like, here's the whole system. This is basically their roadmap. So these, when you're looking at these tokens, you'll figure out when, like, the projects are actually, like, this one is still in development. A lot of these are. Look at, like, the awards though already. So these guys, they said it's an award-winning team. If you look at, they're in the press, got a big tech team, their advisory panels, CEO of Polka Cover, the one I've been talking about. So, like I said, it's not, there's obviously no way to guarantee any of this is going to work. Polka Cover is the first of its kind. Polkadot is a brand new project. Like, that's, all of this technology is newer. You know what I mean? So Polkadot's new, but if Polkadot works, and no insurance is going to be part of the game, it has to be. This is the first one. So first aren't always the best. First, you can usually make some money off of. So that is going to be my second one. I'm trying to find one here. One other, because I also had somewhere on here. I can't find it right now. But basically, it was also showing how they're also working with Chainlink, which is another project we've been talking about and we love. So it just goes to show you, like, they're on the Polkadot. We love Polkadot. They're working with Chainlink. Basically, I think also I read they are trying to get onto the Binance Smart chain. So insurance, as you know, goes everywhere. So this project, if it would work, this is why I'm going to go after this one. like I said, this is still in the super early stages. Um, you can get this cheap. 20 cents is dirt cheap for this. You figure for every $200, you're stacking 1,000. And like I said before, it doesn't take much. That had a market cap. I think it's like the circulating supply was. What did I say before? Do you remember? Over 300? 308. Then, like, here's where I go. You know, it's way down in the market cap. So what I would do is I'm going to go to my circulating supply of, say, the top 100. I will go down and find something that's sitting right around the same amount of tokens. Or, like I said in earlier videos, I gave pretty much the mathematical way to do this. There it is. All right. So, for example, right here, what is this token at? Need something up around. So even if this is sitting a little bit less, this is just showing it. Like if it could even make it to a top 50 coin, which is not big, we're only talking about $1 billion market cap. Like any successful coin, when this stuff is on its next run and all, the coins that will make it, they're gonna crack the billion mark. That's kind of inevitable if the market's going to go as high as it's projected to go. And that just will show you like you're going to be sitting in the dollar mark, like right off the jump if this takes on. So you have poker cover that you can get for I want to say today that's even like 12 cents. And then off of that you could go with this. But this is basically off the whole Polkadot ecosystem. It's 14 cents today. So that was the other token we've been talking about, CVR poker cover. And then today, like I said, called Simbo Uno. That's going to be the one I'm going to just throw out there. Energy Web. There's more partnerships. They're a lot bigger so far what it looks like on paper. But even as I showed you with this as being as new as it is, I've already dug up like a little bit of partnerships with some big companies and some projects that we're already working with. And like I said, once I find one that I'm working with, I try to build off of that. That way, if I hit a home run with the one, I'm pretty much going to have a grand slam with the entire project. Especially when they're obtainable and they're 20 cents, stuff like that. Like you don't need to get an insane amount to get insane returns. These are the tokens where you could see the 10 to 100 X's if they take off, just because you're getting them so low. Like I said, it's May. This was out in May, and it's sitting. Even when it came out, it was at 60 cents. So you're getting it cheaper than the people that bought it the day it came out. So I mean, it's like, and the reason a lot of these they're not on, as you can see, too many exchanges, and that's why these tokens aren't there yet. Like as they get on, which we were discussing on the other videos, as they get on Binance and Coinbase, and we're going to see these things taking off. It's just getting on there. So that is what I'm going to end that one with. I'm going to kick it back over to Jonas, see if he has anything. If there was any questions for you guys, go ahead and put them in the chats. But they are my two for today. We have EWT with Energy Web, and we have Uno Rui, I think is the actual name. They'll be my two. So Jonah, back to you. Stop scrolling.
Perfect, perfect. So honestly, family, that was a really good amount of information. We're running over about, I think it's like 40 minutes or so, 40, 50 minutes. So I think we're going to end it there. I think you guys got a good amount of sauce today. I think you guys got a great amount of information. Definitely, definitely look into these coins. Don't just invest just because we say, that's what we're investing in. Go do your research. We have many, many videos. For one, I know we've been talking a lot about market cap and circulating supply. We actually have a video in our YouTube. Go check that one out. We also have a video about the Polkadot network and how that all works. Definitely go check that video out. That was the last video I made before our last stream on Friday. And then, other than that, we have our giveaway. Giveaway details are under right below in the description. definitely make sure you guys subscribe to our Telegram, our Instagram, and our YouTube, right? Make sure you guys subscribe to all of them. On that Instagram post, again, just make sure you like it and comment done below that video. But other than that, family, that is another episode of Crypto Cliff Notes. I appreciate every single one of you for tuning in, right? Send this video out after it's uploaded. It will be edited and uploaded here in a very few. We have a couple things we got to do, but that will be up by tonight. Again, I appreciate you guys for tapping in, and that's another episode of Crypto Cliff Notes. Much love. I'll see you guys at the top.